Hi everybody, welcome to MacMind.io. My name is Johnny Mac. I'm excited to share with you today a super short video about an issue that came up. So I'll just get right into it. This issue was brought to my attention by Mr. Ben. Ben has been an awesome subscriber to the channel from my very first video. So thank you, Ben, for watching and for providing feedback and for asking questions. And I love your enthusiasm, and please keep them coming. So also just a testament that everyone else out there, if you have questions, if you're trying what I am reporting on and sharing, please ask questions. If you're having trouble, open issues here in GitHub, either in the repo specifically for the tutorial or in the main RPI tutorials repo. I will see it. You can also comment here in YouTube, or you can find me on X. I also started a Discord server if you want to try and get in touch with me there. So let's get into this real quick, and this will be short. Hopefully this addresses your issue, Ben, and others that may have seen this. So the issue is basically on a Pi 5, right? How can we combine what we did with the Web Kiosk, right? So we had a video where we showed how we can boot the Raspberry Pi right into that Web Kiosk mode. But what you may have noticed is that when you boot the device, there's all this console stuff. And so I have another video about adding a splash screen so that you don't have to see all that console stuff if that's important. How do we combine those two, right? And then on the Pi 5, there are some additional factors that we need to worry about. So I went ahead and updated this repo, RPI Web Kiosk, adding support for the Pi 5, both for the splash screen in this project, as well as to make sure that there's no console displayed whatsoever, okay? And so a few changes that we can just go over here and make this easy for you guys. If we hop to the code. So one thing I did also do is I migrated to our generic pattern. This was an earlier video that I did, and I've been evolving and learning. So I created a more generic pattern here for and convention for the directory structure. So it's just custom RPI image now, and that's a theme you'll see with the newer videos. And then in our external directory image, now we're gonna add this customized disable Getty. Okay, so we don't even want to invoke the console at all. Okay, we just want to bypass that completely. And so we're just going to basically stub out this service so that it doesn't even run. And this is just going to allow instead our systemd service, if you recall from this tutorial that we built, which is going to run on boot, okay? That's just going to take over right away, all right? And so you're not going to see any console anything. And then we went ahead and added our MacMind logo to this project. And you can drop in your logo, or you can use one of the other animations I shared in the Splash Boot tutorial from the wide variety of Plymouth animations that are available for both the RPI and other Linux devices, okay? So that's pretty much it. And if you do this, you ought to be in good shape. Just also, again, what I had mentioned with adding support for Pi 4, Pi 5. So this project now does default to Pi 5, okay? And that's gonna now be different for each of those devices. So if you are on a Pi 4, you're gonna wanna make sure to modify this here, change it to Pi 4 in order to get this to work. The details of that are really in this command line, okay? So this is what informs the kernel, some commands for the kernel. And on the Pi 5, it is gonna be a little bit different, right? So we have quite a few more arguments that we need to pass into the kernel to make sure that Plymouth is going to work as we expect it to. And just a thanks to Ben again for pointing that out in the repo for the Splash tutorial, that it wasn't working on the Pi 5. And so I did go run out and get a Pi 5. This is my Pi 5 here. Cool. I put this little cooler on it too, because I'm going to use this to run a little trading bot, and I don't want it to get too hot. But we were able to iterate on the Pi 5 and get the splash screen working. So we got the splash screen working on the Pi 5. We've got now the Web Kiosk transition, right? So we have the splash screen into the Web Kiosk. We're just going to completely disable that console completely. So what that looks like then, if we want to give it a shot and see, is it should just boot right up to that kiosk page that, and in my case, it's that Wi-Fi login screen, right? And this is the image that you can build from the project right now. And that's the image that I'm running here. And so we should see the logo pop up. Now we have a splash screen there. And then there's just no console anything, right? And it does go right into the kiosk mode, okay? So that's pretty cool. And you may have noticed that little mouse icon. So I'm trying to get rid of that. It's an artifact that kind of leaks in there, and it's not as straightforward as I thought to hide that. So once I figure that out, I will let you know. But in the meantime, this is a much cleaner experience for that web kiosk if you want to have no console output whatsoever. Hopefully this is helpful. So that's it for this video. Like I said, super short, but wanted to get this out there so that anyone having this problem or is looking to make a splash screen in their web kiosk is got this information. If you like this, please like this video. Please consider subscribing to this channel, share this content. It's going to give others a chance to see it. And I hope you're having a great day. Please remember, don't stop experimenting, challenging assumptions, and seeking the objective truth. I'm Johnny Mac. This is MacMind.io.